for Dr. J.
All right, so it is time for the Optic Poet, Dr. J, joining us back here on the Beta Files. What's going on, man?
I hate my house. I just want to leave.
He's got the I guess it'd be the COVID fatigue.
Yeah. COVID fever.
Yeah, COVID fever, okay. Corona fatigue.
It's awful. And my kids, I love them. I loved them a lot more 2 months ago.
God, can you believe it's been 2 months?
It's been since when did we leave campus?
Let me pull up the calendar. It's been March 17th or 15th?
18th.
18th.
It was Wednesday, wasn't it? That's the last day we were on campus was March 18th.
Yep.
I think I went in on the 19th to get work done, and then they shut it down entirely.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah.
It's been the weirdest 2 months of my life. I mean, you know, I don't even know what to say about it, which I guess makes for a really bad segment, but you know.
Oh, I'll get it out of you.
Well, I know you have opinions about this whole thing.
I do. As a good friend of mine said the other day, I'm very narcissistic, so.
I've also become really self-conscious about touching my face. It's like, you know.
And yet you just touched your face.
I can't help it, man. I mean, one of our former colleagues had posted on Facebook. She didn't realize how much she touched her face. She's like, I spend the whole day petting myself. I didn't realize. because now you're very aware of it, whereas before it's just, you just did it.
Yeah.
This virus has changed everything.
It has, and it will continue to change everything. And that's kind of the point. That's the topic this week for our viewers is COVID and what it's going to change.
Well,
but so I'll throw my theory out there because you and I have talked about this several times. Yeah. My theory is that when this is all said and done, we're actually going to be better off as a culture because of how we've had to integrate with our technology. I think social media is going to change dramatically because of this in a positive way.
How is social media going to change?
Well, it's not going to be that little cesspool of hate. I think that's going to die down. You're still going to have people out there that are just ridiculous, right? And pushing all kinds of different alternative theories. But at the same time, I think it's going to level out because social media is being used in a lot of different pockets to help connect the communities that are trapped within their homes, if that makes sense.
I hope so.
And so it's becoming more positive than negative, although there's still a lot of negative out there.
Except when I did leave the house and I did go to the grocery store, that was an actually kind of a terrifying experience.
Yeah.
Because I'm surrounded by people and it's hard to social distance in an area like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you're talking about changes to social media, I think another change would be how we approach each other in public.
Yeah.
And what is that going to do to sports events when we finally are allowed to go back? Are they going to sell out like they used to? And I don't think they are.
I don't think so either.
You recently wrote about something else about
the education, how it's going to change education.
I don't think you're wrong. I think you're probably right about it.
Well, I think what the pandemic has done is exposed how we have approached online classes previously, and because the face-to-face teachers are coming in and changing everything to suit their face-to-face environment, I think what's going to happen is you're going to see online courses, the online presence of a course shifting to where it's a supplement and not the primary delivery agent, if that makes sense.
For a face-to-face class.
Yeah.
Or for
Well,
online.
for any of them, I think online, the old model of online classes, I think, is going to slowly go away because face-to-face teachers have come in and they've had to do so much. They've had to do things in ways that they understand them that the online community before them did not understand, if that makes sense.
Makes sense, especially with someone like you who did something that would be widely regarded as unorthodox and in some cases ineffective. And that's giving those lectures, which I like, and other face-to-face teachers like. But if you talk to people who teach online, they don't do lengthy lectures.
Yeah.
But that's what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, until this year, I had never taught online before until this past 2 months.
Well, me either.
And I began by doing those brief 20, 30-minute lectures.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only thing I know how to do. It took me a while to get past that and just start putting up content and allowing them to read.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like it.
Yeah.
I only did it to save my sanity because I watched you recording all these lectures. That's all you did.
Yeah.
But it's the way you think.
Well, that and the live streaming thing was fun too, because one of the problems, and a lot of Jupiter actually had a Zoom style meeting with her teacher in her class yesterday. Besides the technical problems, not everybody is comfortable getting in front of a camera.
No.
So what I did was I went on YouTube and did a live stream of a couple of the lectures so they could chat with me, because you have the online chat over to the right of the screen, so they could ask me questions, but the only one who's actually videoing is me. So I'm the only face. And that made them a lot more comfortable. They're not, they don't have the anxiety of having to set that up and getting it. All they got to do is go into YouTube, click on my live stream, and chat with me. You know, so it's, and I know the big problem, I think the other thing that's going to come out of this pandemic across the board is, I think trust in people is going to go up because we've been forced to. One of the questions I got from somebody else the other day who's not in education was, well, how do you know they're doing the work? And the answer is, I don't. But when I'm face to face with them, I don't know that they're doing the work. It hasn't changed. Unless they're not going to do the work, they're not going to do the work, and the grade is going to reflect that.
Yep.
Ultimately, that's what it comes down to, is if you're not doing the work, you're going to get a poor grade.
I don't know. I hope you're right. I hope the changes are good.
I'm an optimist.
Well, you are.
No.
I'm not.
You give me a pile of crap, and I'm going to look at you and say it could have been bigger.
Well, or you can say, look, fertilizer.
Yeah.
What can we grow from this?
Yeah.
One of my concerns, because I'm not an optimist, one of my concerns is because I told you before we started this that the High Point Transit Authority is, in order to ride the bus, masks are mandatory.
Yeah.
That places like A&T and Guilford Tech are going to move in that direction.
Well, it's in the email. The email that we got this morning from Clark says we're going to have to wear masks, and they will provide them if you don't have one.
It's encouraged right now, but I think when we come back in the fall, it'll be mandatory.
Yeah.
Question of, are we going to have classes? And this is something I think a lot of universities are going to face. Are they going to start thinking, let's have fewer students in the classroom? Let's cap the class at 15.
Yeah, I wonder. I've been wondering about that too, if we're going to start to see caps, especially in the next semester or two.
We need lower caps anyway, but this kind of thing, if you lower the cap to 15 to 20 students, it's going to change the classroom in a beneficial way.
Yeah.
Because 25 students is too much. It's too many people in one classroom, especially when that class is a writing class or a skills class.
Mm-hmm.
15 to 20 students, no more than that. So I think what happens in the room is going to be different. I think the masks, something as simple as masks, are going to change the way we talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
and then the class size.
Right.
We'll see. It depends on what phase we're in by the time we get to August. But I'm
Yeah.
assuming we'll be back in the classroom by August.
The way it's looking, we will be.
I enjoy getting up in the morning, going into work, doing my thing, walking into a classroom, hanging out in the office, talking to people, working, grading, all from work.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah, I
feel
miss my
like
office.
I enjoy it. Oh man. Oh yeah. No kidding. I think I've got a couple of Tupperware containers that have food in them there because
Oh.
I wasn't able to come back to get them.
And it's going to be positive. We're going to, as I noted in the thing that I wrote, the revolution is long overdue, and I think we're going to see the revolution out of necessity.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ken Robinson was, and that was the whole point of the whole point of my argument in that article was Ken Robinson threw up the red flag in 2006 and said creativity is being killed. We need to bring creativity back. And this pandemic has forced us to re-engage with creative practices. And I think the humanities are going to benefit the most out of this pandemic because the other disciplines are going to realize how important creative thinking and critical engagement is to all the disciplines. Because the thing about the internet is you have one tone and that's it. And you've got to create a way for students to figure out what that tone is.
Yep.
And that's where the face-to-face teachers are revolutionizing how we engage online. Not that the old model was bad. The old model worked. But I think we're going to see a lot more success and a lot more human engagement in an online setting because of the face-to-face teachers being forced into the online realm. All right, I gotta let you go because I'm running out of disk space, and I gotta cut this down so I can get it off my disk.
Well, enjoy.
Yep. So this has been Dr. J for this week. We'll do it again next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
See you, man.
Talk to you later.